This guy was probably the most genuine, most honest person I've ever met in my life. He ended up being the principal in Harvard, Nebraska. He was the first one that come to see me when I was in the 3rd grade, checking me into the school. Most genuine, nice person I've ever known in my life. Really. It started off with Bob having to spank me with a paddle. And then my mom had to take Bob a paddle that said get aboard out of Paris. Bob realized it was going to be a bloody mess. After the red flashed the white. Sam, never been up against the black blues employee, oh fuck. Cops watching. Anyways, Bob was he was a tough motherfucker. He really was. You can't tell it here, but look at how broad his shoulders are. This guy made champion sons too. He really did. And one of his sons married the sad gal, Shelley Sad. And Bob here, believe it or not, I spent more quality time with him than his own children. That's no lie. I was in the principal's office all day, every day. It was sometimes 3 times a day. Sometimes for punching his own kid. That's a true story, man. Imagine having to go to the. Tell you what happened. His son was even younger than me, and he was such a good wrestler. He beat me in points wrestling, right in front of my own parents. Beat me wrestling. The next day, I walked to school, and I socked the fuck out of him. And I had to go to the principal's office and look at his dad for fucking his kid up. But Bob didn't say a word about it. He didn't even beat me or anything. That's a true story. His kids were incredible wrestlers, man. They really were. Anyways, long story short, I'll let Bob talk here. Bob's dead now. He beat cancer, folks. He's one hell of a guy.
I taught here that time when the Vietnam thing was on, and Paul Fielder would come out of the history class, and he'd always stand there. I always stood in the hall to watch the kids pass class, and Paul would stop by, and we'd always visit. And I'd say, Paul, what are you going to do when you graduate? And then he said, well, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. And he said, I'll probably go to Vietnam. And that's what he did. And he was killed in Vietnam. Very sad. Larry Sad came into my office.
Now, Larry Sad's the oldest brother to Jeff Sad, the chief of police I took down for 3 counts of attempted arson. Really disappointed in you, Bob, that you didn't mention that Herk Peterson. What a guy. He was the worst kid in school and ended up putting cops in jail, including the chief of police, Jeff Sad of our town. You should have told him the truth, Bob. You know, I talk about truth a lot, but go ahead.
Oh man, 25 years ago. And told me, I asked him what he was going to do for when he got out of high school. He said, I'm going to join the service. To make a long story short, he's a lieutenant colonel now in Iraq.
You know, the Sads were a tough family, Americans. They really were. They were kind of a dark family. I think the father was black and the mother was white. But he was kind of like a darker guy, and the boys were all real dark. And my parents, my dad, God, used that word, he called them sand niggers. That's a really fucking dirty word, folks. Sand nigger. My step-puke used to use that word on a white lady. It's still one of the dirtiest fucking words in the world. Bob once said to me, it was almost 1980, and he goes, God, Herk, can you imagine in 20 years it'll be the year 2000. That's been a long time ago. Bob used to wear a little red hat, little cloth fluffy hat. He was a good guy, man. He really was.
And, you know, I named many others. been involved in the military. They've given their lives. Jeremy.
You forgot to mention fedsmoker. They're really disappointed in you there, Bob, for not mentioning me. You mentioned the fucking sads. You didn't mention fedsmoker. Well, that's okay, Bob. You're forgiven. If anybody deserved to go to heaven, more folks, for walking on a walk clean as you can do her. I'm talking clean. This guy right here, he was a man of honesty. He was a man of integrity and sure goodwill. He had a smile on his face no matter what the deal was. Even if I was in trouble, he was smiling. And he had a pretty good sting behind his board walking. He really did. But he only hit me a couple times because he knew that I wasn't going to change. He'd have to kill me. So I spent a lot of time in his office. Some classes from the very first day of school to the end, I was kicked out. They wouldn't have me. I stole every answer key in the fucking cupboards from math, English, I think math, science. I had like 3 of them. I had spelling, math, and one other one I can't remember. Math, spelling, and English, I think. I don't know, something like that. There was 3 of them. I don't know which 3 they were anymore. But I was too lazy to even write the answers down. And the women that were smart would compete with me on spelling. We'd bet our lunch cards. I'd go home and fucking write it all down and get it perfect, come out with 100% every time. We bet big time on lunch cards, man. I had a stack of them. It was my money. And one time, I stole them for 2 years. Anyways, one time I bet big time that I get 100%, and I fucked up. I was watching TV while I did it, and had like an A before the E type number. Bam, I lost that bet. I had to give up some serious lunch cards. You lucky Bob's talking about you. Nice. Or you get a baby raper stamp. Why isn't my name up there? This air base used to be one of the biggest ones in the country. The biggest one in Nebraska by far, I believe. They tore it to hell. Anyways, they forgot to mention Steve JUSTA used to be able to wheelie the whole fucking thing. They used to wheelie that motherfucker. And then Steve JUSTA, that motherfucker ripped Dad off. He was supposed to give me $275,000 on a split of $550. We had a deal, JUSTA. Shame on you. And then the guy even raped one of my bitches. Probably more than one. Terrible.